Okay, let's go to tools and just get a timer on board. Okay, now grab a timer and just paste it there. Now we have a timer on board, and the next thing is, let's double click on it and enter the following lines of codes. Right, now we have those lines of code, and the next thing is, if we go to the form, we want the timer to see the timer here. So let's double click on the form itself. While on the form load, we enter as follows the following lines of code. So here, that will show the date the book itself was borrowed. Right here, I've declared a variable that I intend to use, and that's it right there. And right here, I also start my timer. So if I run my program now, you will see today's date right inside book borrowed, or the text that indicates the date of the borrowed book. So let's go in there now, and right there, that's indicating the date the book was borrowed, or the date we actually borrowed the book. So the next thing I want to do now is to be able to click on this very button right here, and based on a component that I will add here, maybe I should add a text box here and enter. In the text box, I should be able to enter how many days I intend to borrow a book for, or a library member would like to borrow a book for. So let's do that and take it from there really. Now let's close that, come into the form, select tools, and grab a text box, just paste it right there, somewhere there. Then we can just add a text there. Maybe let's copy that and just enter number of days or something like that. Okay, so let's change this. Come in here and just enter number. Start again, number. Okay, that will do. Alright, okay, this indicates the number of days the book can be loaned for. Now the next thing is, let me double click on this right here and enter the following variable. I have my variable here, and let's just close this up. I have the variable I intend to use, and the first case, and that's the text box, this very text box right here. So I will now enter the following. So if it's 0 date, so what will happen for 0 date? So for 0 date, what we want the system to do, let me just break that up. What we want the system to do is as follows, but let me show you something. Right up here, I already have a variable I intend to use. It's a global variable. So let's come back in there. Where are we? We're right here now. So we enter the following lines of code. So if you just want to use the book within the library, so nothing will happen really. So if I run this program now, let's run it, and if we enter 0 there, we're just taking the book and use within the library. Clicking there is telling you you have to return it the same day. Okay, so what we just do is come back in here, right here, copy all of these there. Okay, and I'm going to be using the same variable, so I won't just bother myself. All I need to do now is change this to 1, and this becomes 1. Add 1 to this. Those are my new variables there. So if it's 1 day, let's see what will happen with 1 day. Run it again. So if it's 0 date there, supposing it's 1 day, right there, you can see it will end on the 30th. Alright, let's go back into this code. If you look at the code, system.date today equals system.date now. Alright, But if you look at my date now, in the case of one, book loan is for 1 day. That's it right there. So I've already added my one to date now. Okay, and that's just how it is. So all I just need now is copy and paste, then change the variable. Copy that, paste, change this to 2, and maybe I'll just do it for maybe around 7 to 8 days or whatever. Okay, that is for 2, so all I just need is, let me just speed it up. Okay guys, if you have a look now, I've actually speed up the whole coding process. So 3 days, you can see that's for 3 days, 4 days, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and right here I have my default. So as you can see, it's exactly the same number, the same lines of codes. Okay, so let's run it and see what will happen. Alright, if we enter in here, let's say we want to go for 5 days, click on borrowed, and that's the date you have to return the book you're borrowing. Okay, in this case, the book you are borrowing, that is it there. You can change the title of the book you want to borrow. That's it, changed. So borrowed 5 days, and we need today's date here, so I might as well add today's date in there. So let's do that. Because when you click on days, or you click on this, the date goes. So let's come into form load right here, and that is the date. So we can just copy all of that and paste it right inside this button here. So maybe above that, yeah. So we run it again there. So when you click on it, on that, the date goes, but when you click on this, you get the date back, or maybe we add the date there somewhere. Alright, at least we have solution for that now. So now we enter number of date there, we have that in there. Date returned, that is the date the library member return his or our book. Based on the date returned, if the date returned equals this, then there will be no fine, else you will be fined. I think maybe we should move this number, move this one right maybe up there, and this underneath. I think maybe I should do that. Number of days, maybe move it here somewhere. Dates due, okay, move it here. Just move this one down. 1, 2, let's move it here. Alright, okay, now this very one here, maybe move this one away and just stick it here somewhere. That's just to display date as well. Move this up. Okay, let's get the name of that very component and just, yeah, copy it. Now go straight into form load right there, copy all of these, paste that in there, and that'll give us current date as well right up there. So if we run it, we have date showing, right up there as well. Okay, and here we have our search function, which I haven't taken care of yet. So we have date here as well, and I think maybe I should copy this date and paste it right inside that very button as well, right underneath here. Okay, we have dates, and I believe we also have the time. let's see, let's run it. There should be time showing there somewhere. Yeah, that's the time. That's my time there. Okay. Alright, the lines of code for time, let me show it to you inside timer. That is it right there. My variable, that is date time, that's the variable that I declared, and LBL time dot equals the variable itself dot to long time spring. That is the method that called the time. Okay, so that's taken care of. But if you notice, it's right inside my timer. Alright, so we've taken care of all of those. Now all that is left for us to do is to be able to work out if the book was returned on time. So if the date the book was returned is something, so we have to work out a fine. In this case, you've returned the book 1 day too late, so we have to work out fine. So that's what we need to do next. This button, we may have to use this button to work out the fine. Okay.